Hello everyone. Hi. Welcome back to another live stream. Sorry about the slight delay, the slight 2-minute delay. I was having a bit of trouble with my microphone. So I hope you can all hear me. Please let me know in the chat box if it's all good and you can hear me nice and clearly. But yes, hi, welcome back. I hope you're all well. I can see that there's a bunch of you guys already in the chat room, so that's really nice. So saying hi to Stacy, Mariam, 123, Hannah, SH, Over the Moon, Shay, and yeah, nice. Welcome everyone, and good afternoon or good evening. Or good morning even, it depends where you are in the world. But yes, welcome back to another live Britcent English lesson. So I hope you're all doing really well, and I hope you're all having a really good week. Let me know what you've been up to in the chat box. I'd love to hear it. Our kind of weekly weather update from the UK, as British people love to talk about the weather, is that it is very windy today. Oh my word. So yeah, it's been very gloomy recently. The weather's been a bit like all over the place. So it's been like really sunny, and then it will rain for ages, well, not ages, it will rain for like 10 minutes and then like torrential downpour and then stop. So it's been really hard to kind of know what to wear recently, because you don't know whether it's going to be sunny, windy, rainy. It's going to be all of them. So yeah, that's what it's been like over here. Let me know how everything's going where you are. All right, so I think let's get started with today's English lesson. So today we are going to be talking about 5 tips that are going to help you sound like a native speaker. So let's get started. Oh, bear with, sorry, the setup always awkward. All right. Here we are. So here we go. 5 tips that are going to make you guys sound like a native English speaker. So today I'm going to be going through pronunciation tips, but also I'm going to do a section about flow, which I'll explain more about in a second. So let's get going. So before we get started, we have our trivia question. So I would love to know by the end of the lesson, so you can think about this, again, don't Google, but the trivia question for today's lesson is: the first successful vaccine was introduced by Edward Jenner in 1796, but which disease did it guard against? So I'll repeat that one more time. The first successful vaccine was introduced by Edward Jenner in 1796, but which disease did it guard against? So we're going to be going over the answer to this trivia question at the end of the lesson, so you've got to stick around and learn some great pronunciation tips before you can find out the answer. Okay, so let's get right into it and start with tip number 1. So my first tip for you guys today is words that native speakers pronounce shorter. So sometimes native speakers will miss off or blend syllables in words so that the words are pronounced shorter than they are spelt or they appear when they're written down. So by saying words like this shorter, you're going to sound more fluent and more similar. Your accent will be more similar to that of a native speaker. And I think that this is particularly true for British accents. I think some of these words are pronounced longer in like an American English accent or maybe a Canadian English accent, but there's something about the British accent especially that we love to kind of blend and miss off sounds. And I don't know if it just means that we're lazy speakers. I don't know what it is. But also that can be why it's a lot more tricky for learners to listen and understand British accents compared to our American counterparts. So yeah, if you want, particularly if you want a British accent, which if you're subscribing to Britcent, I assume you do, this is a good tip. So let's take a look at some of the words. For example, okay, so as you can see in this column, we just have the word written out. And in this one, I've put in red the sounds that you need to pronounce. So the black sounds are the ones that you should miss out. So we have several, several, interesting, interesting, different, different, every, every. And now one that is often very tricky for learners to pronounce, chocolate, chocolate, and camera, camera. Now, this is something that we're going to get onto in more detail in a later tip in the lesson, but you'll notice that all the sounds that we are not pronouncing, that we're not stressing, are vowel sounds. Okay, so often when you're speaking in a British accent, we like to not stress kind of a bridging vowel sound. And we're going to talk more about this because this kind of unstressed vowel sound actually has a specific name. It's called the schwa. It's a really important sound, but there's a whole tip all about the schwa later on in the lesson. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this later on. But yes, there we go. There are some examples. Okay, before I move on to my next tip, does anyone have any questions about these words we say shorter? As I said, I think the more interesting language point is going to happen on the 5th tip. So you'll hear more about this kind of pronunciation later on. And I would just like to add that if you guys at any point have any questions or you have certain words you would like me to pronounce in my accent for you to hear, please let me know and I just type it in the live chat and I will be happy to answer those questions and pronounce those words. Okay, all right, let's move on to tip number 2. So, connected speech. So good pronunciation, that was bad pronunciation just there, but good pronunciation of individual words isn't always about the sounds of individual words. So another tip for good pronunciation is about how these words interact with each other in a full sentence. One of these ways is connected speech. So connected speech is about how native speakers pronounce words in a sentence. Excuse me, I did not mean to do that. There we go. So if sometimes it feels like a native speaker is speaking too quickly, it's probably because they're using connected speech. Now, I just meant to say before I started this tip is that the next 3 tips, so tip 2, 3 and 4, are all about how to improve the flow of your speech. So it's all about how you pronounce your words in a sentence and how you can use this to help you sound much more natural and fluent and easier for native speakers to understand. So there are 3 ways that we can connect our speech. So 1, we will join 2 sounds together. So when a word ends in a consonant sound and the following word begins in the same consonant sound, we don't pronounce the 2 sounds separately. We kind of join them together. So, for example, we had the best time last night. So we don't go, we had the best time last night because that's just more effort to say, and it just sounds quite awkward, doesn't sound very natural. So we blend them together, and we had the best time last night. Another example could be, I had a good day today. So it's not, I had a good day today. It's, I had a good day today. And finally, we also do this with similar sounding sounds. So these aren't the same sound, but we blend them together because they're quite close in sound. So sit down and listen. Sit down and listen. Rather than sit down and listen, it's sit down and listen. All right, excellent. Okay, so next one is, the next thing we do is we link sounds together, and there are actually 3 types of linking. So we have consonant to vowel linking, and this is when the first word ends with a consonant and the second starts with a vowel, and they link together smoothly. So as we can see, we've got an egg, a fried egg, a box of eggs. An egg, a fried egg, and a box of eggs. Good. All right, next one is vowel to vowel linking. So this is when one word ends with a vowel sound and the next word begins with a vowel sound. So another sound, W or J, is added depending on the particular sounds to make this transition smoother. So for example, when it's 2 different vowel sounds, we will add a W sound. So 2 eggs. So as you can see, 2 eggs. And then when it's the same vowel sound, we add a Y in this case. So 3 eggs. 3 eggs. Like this. Okay, very good. So our final type of linking is the linking R sound. So I've put this in quotation marks, in standard British English, there is, in my opinion, no like standard British accent because each region of the UK is going to have a different British accent. The accent that I speak in is what is considered by some people as standard British, and it's called received pronunciation. And this is the type of accent that you're going to hear maybe on the BBC, which is like our national television channel. But in my opinion, my accent is also like a Southern English accent. It's not, the region that my accent comes from is the southeast of England. So in an accent like mine, which is received pronunciation, the letter R after a vowel sound at the end of the word is often not pronounced. However, when the following word begins with a vowel, the R is pronounced to make the smooth link. So, for example, in the word car, the pronunciation is just car. So we're just pronouncing the K and R vowel sound. There's no R at the end. We're going to go car, usually, in my accent. However, when it's in a sentence and that word is next to another word that begins with a vowel, we say, the car is here. The car is here. So you can see the R sound is added in to kind of bridge that link between car and is. So yeah, on its own, car, in the sentence, the car is here. The car is here. Okay, very good. So, any questions so far about connected speech? I can see that G says, hello everyone. Hi G, welcome to the live stream. And that they find today's topic very useful for English learners who are worried about pronunciation like me. Yes, I hope you're finding this lesson useful, G. And yes, nice. Okay, everyone. So just a reminder, if you have any questions along the way, please do pop them in the live chat box. Okay, SH has just asked, what about here? What do you mean, what about here? Could you give me a little bit more information about the question you're asking? Maybe give me some example sentences or something, just so I can help you better. But for now, we will keep going, but I will come back to your question, SH, if you can give me a little bit more information. Okay, so the third way that native speakers will use connected speech is with disappearing sounds. So when the sound t or d occur, two consonant sounds, between two consonant sounds, they will often disappear completely from the pronunciation. And we call this elision. That's how you say that word, elision. So, for example, I'm going next week. I'm going next week. So we don't say I'm going next week. We say I'm going next week. That was the worst job I've ever had. That was the worst job I've ever had. Instead of that was the worst job I've ever had. Just one person came to the party. Just one person came to the party, rather than just one person came to the party. And I can't swim. I can't swim. So often we'll, instead of saying I can't, we'll say I can't swim, like so. Okay, so SH has asked, in the case of here and car, is it the same way to pronounce? So let's go back and take a look at that sentence. So the car is here. So here is just pronounced how it usually is, as normal. The car is here. So yeah, here in that sentence is just pronounced as it usually is. The r in here is not pronounced because, as you can see, there are two vowels either side of it. It's nestled between two vowels. So the pronunciation is always just the ear phoneme. Good question though. Thank you, SH. Okay. All right, on to tip number 3. So this is the second flow tip. So a tip to improve the flow of your speaking is to use contractions. So native speakers will always use contractions to say words quicker. And so to sound more fluent, you should use these where possible. Basically what we do is we drop a couple of letters and then use an apostrophe to bridge the two words together. And the most common contractions, I'm sure you've all seen these before, are made up of verbs, auxiliaries, or modal verbs attached to other words. So, for example, I am becomes I'm, I will becomes I'll, do not, don't, I have, I've, I would, I'd. Now, I'm sure you guys know lots of contractions, so this is more just a reminder to use them in your speech because it will just make you sound a lot more natural. Maram has asked, with a USA accent, it's different, isn't it? And I was like, yes, it is different. So yeah, the tips that I'm using are based on received pronunciation, British accent. So yes, if you want an American accent, then I'm sure there's lots of other resources that you could use. 123 says, I had, I'd. Very good, yeah. Excellent, well done. All right, the fourth tip and the final kind of flow tip of today's live stream is to stress the right word. So English is a stress-timed language. This means that certain words in a sentence are stressed at different times. Normally, this emphasis is on words that carry important information, although this can change significantly depending on the specific meaning that the speaker is trying to communicate to you. So depending on the kind of aim that the speaker has, they will stress different words in a sentence. And I think this is a really tricky thing for learners, but if you can get it down, then it's going to make your pronunciation sound so much better. So all right, let's take a look at some examples. So I am going to read this sentence and I want you to tell me how the meaning is changed depending on the word that I'm stressing. So I'm going to read it kind of with no stress, and then I'm going to stress certain words, and I want you guys in the live chat to tell me how you think this changes the meaning. Like what meaning do you think the speaker would be trying to convey? So first of all, I asked you to buy me a bunch of red roses. So that was no stress. I asked you to buy me a bunch of red roses. Okay, let's take a look at the first one. I asked you to buy me a bunch of red roses. I asked you to buy me a bunch of red roses. So in the live chat, can you tell me, what do you think this speaker would be trying to communicate and emphasize by stressing you? So one more time. I asked you to buy me a bunch of red roses. And just whilst I'm waiting for you guys to type in the live chat, Hannah has asked me a question. She has said, can you pronounce would've or should've? So I'll do that again for you. So would have becomes would've, would've, and should have becomes should've, should've. There you go. I hope that's helpful. All right. And 123 says, how do I make the most difference between I would and I had? Might be a silly question. That's a good question, 123. So maybe I'd, you can't shorten I had to I'd had enough. I don't know. I'm going to Google it quickly now. Yes, you can. I guess the way that you're going to know or understand the meaning, whether I'd is I would or I had, is from the context of the sentence. So try look at the verb form that's following it. So would is usually followed by the infinitive. Whereas I'd, I'm not sure if it is followed always by the infinitive. So had is usually followed by the past participle. There we go. I hope that is helpful. I'm just going to repeat that for you. 1, 2, 3. So, and I'm also going to write it down on a whiteboard just to make it extra clear. So I'd can be I had or I would. And the way you can tell the difference is I had is followed by the past participle verb. So that is the verb 3 used in the present perfect. And then would is followed by the base verb or infinitive. So there we go. I'd, and the past participle is I had, and I'd, and the infinitive is I would. So I hope that clears things up for you. Okay. So also Rama says, Flora, my name is Rama. Thank you, Rama, for introducing your name because it was using a different alphabet. Lovely to see you on the live stream. Welcome. I feel like this is probably your first time here. All right, let's take a look at this stress. So Shay has guessed that the speaker wants only that person to buy the roses. Javera says that it was you, not the other person, who was asked to buy a bunch of roses. And Over the Moon says she wants him to buy her a bunch of roses himself, not by anyone else. So all of you guessed it. Well done. That's perfect. Really good job, guys. So yeah, this speaker is stressing the fact that they wanted that person, not someone else, to buy the red roses. So very good. Let's take a look at the next example. Okay. I asked you to buy me a bunch of red roses. I asked you to buy me a bunch of red roses. And one more time. I asked you to buy me a bunch of red roses. So what is the speaker trying to stress here? So they're stressing the adjective red. And what do you think they're trying to communicate by stressing this word? So another thing to point out with word stress is that, as I said earlier, the words and sentences that are stressed are the important ones. And this is often, I think often adjectives, nouns, and I think sometimes verbs, but it's often adjectives and nouns that are going to be stressed rather than things like prepositions or articles. That's rarely going to be stressed. Okay, let's see what you guys have guessed. So 123 has said the roses must be red. SH says, please buy the red colour of roses. Shay says, he bought another colour. Over the Moon says, she only wants red roses, not another colour. And then Rama has guessed the same thing, that maybe the roses are a different colour. Maram says he wants the red roses, not any other colour. And Stacey says the same answer. Well done, everyone. Yes, you all got it. So here the speaker is stressing that the colour of the roses that they wanted to be bought. So it kind of seems to suggest that whoever is buying this person roses has got them in maybe like a different colour, like pink or white or something. And the speaker is annoyed because they asked for a very specific colour and it's red. Good. Okay, good. Next, I think final one is, I asked you to buy me a bunch of red roses. I asked you to buy me a bunch of red roses. One more time. I asked you to buy me a bunch of red roses. So, what is the speaker stressing in this example? So by stressing the noun roses, what do you think they're trying to convey to the listener? Let me know in the live chat box. Any guesses? I think there might be a slight delay on the chat window coming through today. I don't know, maybe it's my internet. Here we go. So 123 has said she wants only that kind of flower. Another user who has a slightly long username, so please let me know what to call you, but it's RLFLA, says not only one rose. Interesting. Okay, slightly different. Good. So you're both kind of right. So the reason that the roses is stressed is because they're specifying the kind of flower they wanted. Or, very true, they could be stressing that they wanted multiple roses, not one rose. So it could be either way. That depends. But yes, it's stressing something about the type of flower or maybe the amount of flowers. But very good. Nice. Well done. Okay, now let's move on. Also well done to SH, Maram, Stacey, and Over the Moon, who also got it correct. Well done, guys. All right, now it's time for a group practice. So I would like you guys to read this script, and I want you to guess what are the most important words in this conversation. And then in the next slide, we're going to take a look at the words that have been stressed. So this is the plain script, and I want you guys to guess which words have been stressed. So I realise now I should have done this sentence by sentence, but I didn't. Never mind. I'm going to try read it out and not stress any of it. But in the chat box, can you guess what are the most important words in this conversation? So we have, hey, long time no see. Oh, hi, how are you? Reading it out without any stress makes me feel like I'm a robot, but I'll continue. Pretty good, thanks. How are the kids? Good, they're happy now. It's almost the holidays. Did you get a new puppy? Yes, he's cute, but he's a lot of work. So as you can hear, when I say this conversation without stressing any of the important words, it sounds very, very unnatural. And I was actually cracking up a little bit because it makes me feel like I'm pretending to be a robot. So we're going to take a look in a second at the words that are stressed, but I'm still going to give you guys a little bit of time to guess which words in the sentences you think are going to be stressed. So I'm going to read it out in my robot voice with no stress one more time. Hey, long time no see. Oh, hi, how are you? Pretty good, thanks. How are the kids? Good, they're happy now. It's almost the holidays. Did you get a new puppy? Yes, he's cute, but he's a lot of work. Okay, now let's take a look at this conversation again, but with the important words stressed. So the words in red are the words that I think are the most important. So can you tell me, what do you notice about these words? What kind of words are they? So let me read out the conversation again, this time stressing it. Hey, long time no see. Oh, hi, how are you? Pretty good, thanks. How are the kids? Good. They're happy now. It's almost the holidays. Did you get a new puppy? Yes, he's cute, but he's a lot of work. Can you see now how that sounds a lot more natural now that we're stressing the important words in the conversation? So I'm going to read that through one more time. Hey, long time no see. Oh, hi, how are you? Pretty good, thanks. How are the kids? Good. They're happy now. It's almost the holidays. Did you get a new puppy? Yes, he's cute, but he's a lot of work. So there we go. All right, any questions about word stress before we move on to our final tip of today's live English lesson? As you can see in this script, the words that are stressed are usually question words, nouns, adjectives, and also pronouns as well. So when you're trying to specify who you're talking about. Okay, good. I see there are no questions, so I'm going to move on to our fifth and final tip of today's lesson, which is to master the schwa. So as you guys will remember, we were talking about words that native speakers pronounce shorter at the beginning of the lesson. And I pointed out that the sound that was missed out in all those words were vowels, and they were unstressed vowel sounds. So the unstressed vowel sound in the English language is called the schwa, and it looks like this little guy. It's like an upside down backwards E is the symbol, and it is one of the most common sounds in the English language, and it's the only phoneme that has a name. So all the other phonemes don't have a specific name apart from this schwa. So yeah, unstressed vowel sound, and it sounds like So getting the schwa correct is a very good way of making your pronunciation sound more accurate and natural, as it is one of the most common sounds in English. And especially, I think we use it more. Someone's going to have to fact check me on this because this is just my feelings. But I think that British accents use the schwa more often than other English speaking accents. I'm pretty sure. So let's take a look at this. So here are some examples. We have pleasant. Pleasant. So as we can see, this first syllable is stressed, and the reason we know it's stressed is because of this little apostrophe here. So if you're ever looking up pronunciation in like a dictionary or online and you see a little apostrophe, that is telling you where to stress the word. So we have the stress here on the ple, and then it's zent, nt, pleasant, pleasant. So next word, again, again. So this schwa sound here is unstressed, so we know that we're going to stress the gen in this word. So again, again. Next one, bottom, bottom. Circumstance, circumstance, or circumstance, I think this would be. There's two ways of pronouncing this word, so it'd be circumstance, circumstance. Family, family. So those are some examples. I can see that I think someone has asked an important question. Rama has asked, what is the schwa? So I'm just going to go back over it quickly in case anyone's missed it. So Rama, the schwa is the most common sound in the English language. It is the unstressed vowel sound found in words, and it's pronounced like So if you ever look up the pronunciation of a word in the dictionary, you look for the phonemic script, and you see this guy, the backwards and upside down E, you know that it's going to be an unstressed sound. And Rama has asked, is the schwa only in 2-syllable words? And that's a very good question, and no, it is not. So we can find the schwa in 1-syllable words as well. For example, the article, the, that is also the schwa. So as you can see, the E in the is the schwa. So I'm going to try to draw the schwa now. The. A user whose name is not in an English alphabet, so I can't read it, I'm so sorry. But they've said, Flora, could you pronounce some words like entrepreneur and pleasant again? So, yes, I will pronounce that word for you. Entrepreneur, entrepreneur, and then pleasant, pleasant. I'm just going to go through one more time saying all these words, and then we're going to move on to an activity. So we have pleasant, pleasant, again, again, bottom, bottom, circumstance, circumstance, family, family. Okay, excellent. Well done. Let's move on to some practice. So now what I want you guys to do is to guess where the schwa is. So I'm going to say the word, and then in the live chat, I want you to tell me which letter in the word is pronounced as a schwa. Okay? So the first one is police. Police. So which letter in this word is the schwa? Police. Police. Let me know in the live chat box. 123 thinks it's the O. Any more guesses? So remember, it's going to be a vowel sound. So it's going to be the O, the L, not the L. It's going to be the O, the I, or the E. All right, so Stacey also is guessing O. Karim also thinks it's O. Over the Moon thinks it's I. So police. Police. Okay, so I'm going to reveal the answer is O. Well done. Also well done to Shay and Maram. Good job. So the answer is O, yes. So the stress for the word police is on the L-I-C-E. So it's police. Police. Very good. Okay, the next one is support. Support. So which vowel is the schwa in this word? Support. Support. Any guesses? 123, Shay and SH all think it's the U. Any other guesses? Anyone else? I'll give you 10 more seconds. Support. Support. So Maram and Stacey both agree with the others that it's U. Congrats, well done guys, excellent. Yeah, so the schwa is the first U, well done. So the stress for this word is also on the second syllable. Support. Support. Good. All right, how about this next word? Album. Album. So is it the A or the U? Where is the schwa? Album. Album. Any guesses in the live chat box? One, two, three says U, as does SH and Maram and Stacey and Shay. Well done guys, you're so good at this. So yes, the stress in this word is on the first syllable. So it's album. Album. Well done everyone. And also well done to Julia and Over the Moon as well. Okay, let's take a look at the next word. Balloon. Balloon. So is it the A or one of the O's? Balloon. Balloon. Which is the unstressed vowel sound here? Which is the schwa? 1, 2, 3 says it's A. 1, 2, 3 is always so quick. You're always the first to guess. Well done, 1, 2, 3. Shay, Julia, Maram, Stacey, Over the Moon all agree. Well done, everyone. Really good. Excellent work. And well done to SH as well. Good job. Okay. The next one is tricky because it's the same letter. Enemy. Enemy. So is the first E or the second E? Enemy. Enemy. So 1, 2, 3 says E, but which E is it? So you've got to say first E or second E. Enemy. Enemy. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, Shay and Over the Moon are all saying second E. Anyone else? Stacey agrees, as does SH, Maram, and Julia. So let's take a look. Well done, everyone. Perfect. Very good. So yes, enemy. Nice. Okay. And the last one, purpose. Purpose. So where do you think the schwa is in this word? Is it the U? Is it the O? Is it the E? Purpose. Purpose. And also well done to Rama for also guessing enemy correctly. So 1, 2, 3, SH, Shay, Maram, and Rama all think it is the U. As does Karim. Julia thinks it's O. 1, 2, 3's changed their mind and thinks it's the O. Over the moon says O. I'm going to say the word one more time. Purpose. Purpose. So this is a trick one. It's both. So I'm sorry to trick you guys, but yeah, there are 2 schwas. There's not only one schwa in some words. Sometimes it's more than one. So in purpose, we have 2 schwas on the U and the O. Purpose. Purpose. Okay, nice. All right, let's move on. So that is everything for today's lesson. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So now for the answer to our trivia question. So the question was what the first vaccine was created in 17 something. I can't remember now. But what disease did it protect against? So any guesses about what was the first vaccine to protect against? What did the first vaccine help fight? Any guesses? I think someone guessed it earlier. Maram has no idea. Fair enough. I didn't before I looked up this question either. 1, 2, 3 thinks it's a pest. I don't know what you mean by that, but it's not. So it is for smallpox. So well done to, I can't remember who, but I saw someone else guess it earlier on in the lesson. So also well done to SH and Over the Moon for guessing smallpox, and Shay as well. Well done, guys. Excellent. I don't know how you knew that. I would have no idea. Okay, right. I'm going to answer one more question before I say goodbye. But Over the Moon asks, can you tell me how to pronounce presented the information? And there you go. I'll say it a bit slower this time. Presented the information. Presented the information. I hope that helps. All right. Well done, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. That is all we have time for today. So yeah, as per usual, there will be a poll in the community section of the YouTube channel, of the Britcent YouTube channel. So if you keep an eye out for that, there will be a poll tomorrow morning where you get to choose the topic for next week's live stream. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's lesson. I hope you found it helpful. Sky says no mini quiz, and I'm afraid, unfortunately, we've ran out of time for the mini quiz today, Sky. But the mini quiz will be back at the end of next live stream, I promise. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you all next week for our next lesson. And also I hope that you have a really great weekend and a really good week ahead. So yeah, and thank you to everyone that joined in the conversation and the comments. I really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you guys for being so active. It means a lot. Okay, all right. Goodbye, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.